Ethan Miller was the kind of man people rarely noticed. He lived in a small, aging apartment at the edge of the city, the kind of place where the paint peeled like old memories and the walls carried the sound of neighbors' lives. He didn't smile, not because he was unhappy, but because life had taught him to save his energy for survival. Once, Ethan had dreams. He wanted to be a teacher. He loved explaining things, loved seeing understanding bloom in someone's eyes. But dreams are fragile when life hits hard. His father passed away suddenly when Ethan was 19, leaving behind hospital bills, a grieving mother, and two younger sisters who still believed the world was kind. Ethan dropped out of college without telling anyone the real reason. He took the first job he could find loading trucks in a warehouse. He told himself it was temporary. Temporary became 10 years. Every day, Ethan lifted heavy boxes while his thoughts felt even heavier. His hands grew rough, his back ached constantly, and his dreams slowly learned to stay quiet. People around him moved on, friends got married, classmates became successful, social media filled with smiling faces and big announcements. Ethan learned not to compare, but some nights, loneliness crept in anyway. His mother used to say, "Hard times don't last, but strong hearts do." He wanted to believe her. One winter evening, after a 14-hour shift, Ethan boarded a crowded bus. His body was exhausted, his mind numb. At the next stop, an elderly man climbed on, shaking from the cold. No one moved. Everyone looked away. Ethan stood up and offered his seat. The old man smiled and said, "Thank you, son. Kindness is rare these days." When Ethan mentioned that he once wanted to be a teacher, Mr. Harris' eyes lit up. "Why did you stop?" he asked gently. Ethan hesitated, then answered honestly. He didn't sugarcoat his story. He didn't pretend to be proud. He just told the truth. Mr. Harris listened carefully, then said something Ethan would never forget. "Life doesn't bury dreams. People do because they think it's too late." Those words followed Ethan home that night. They echoed in his head while he lay awake staring at the ceiling. For the first time in years, something stirred inside him, not hope exactly, but curiosity. What if it wasn't too late? The next week, Ethan started small. He borrowed books from the library again. He watched free online lectures after work, even when his eyes burned with exhaustion. On weekends, he helped neighborhood kids with homework. At first, it felt awkward. He doubted himself constantly. But when he saw the kids understand something because of him, he felt alive again. His sisters noticed the change. "You look different," one of them said. "Happier." Ethan smiled. A real smile. It took 3 more years of night classes, saving every spare dollar, and countless moments of self-doubt. There were days he wanted to quit. Days when fear screamed louder than faith. But he kept going, not because it was easy, but because stopping would hurt more. At 35, Ethan stood in front of a classroom for the first time as a certified teacher. The room smelled of fresh notebooks and new beginnings. His hands trembled slightly as he wrote his name on the board. He looked at the students and said, "I wasn't always where I wanted to be. But I learned something important. Progress is still progress, even when it's slow." But now, when he looked in the mirror each morning, he smiled not because life was perfect, but because he never gave up on becoming who he was meant to be. And that made all the difference.